All right, welcome to Dwight Speaks. Today is going to be interesting. It's going to be really good. I have a guest with us. Her name is Desiree, and she is a level 2 mortgage agent. And we're going to be having a conversation around not just mortgages, not just how it relates to financial services, helping you get insights, tips on how to approach that. But also we're going to learn a little bit about Desiree herself, and it's going to be interesting. All right, so Desiree, welcome to Dwight Speaks.
Thank you so much for having me.
So when it comes to mortgages, we know that it is one of those topics where people are concerned about when they're looking to buy properties, things of that nature. And I know we want to get into what the criteria look like, how they can best approach that.
Yeah.
Before we get into all of that, we would love to learn about Desiree,
Yes.
right? And your origin
Yeah.
and how you got into this space.
Yeah, so I am 31 in October. So I was born in 95. I've been a mortgage agent since 2022. I absolutely love it. Prior to, I ran a fitness training business under Good Life. And as well, the transitionary period from Good Life into mortgages full-time, I was in financial advisory as well. Before 2018, I was actually living in America, in Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have a lot of different perspectives, seen a lot of walks of life.
Yeah.
And the reason why I am a mortgage agent is just because I am passionate about human development, human rights, and being able to have a home, not just a physical property, but having that safe space internally and feeling like you are somebody.
Yeah. So a very interesting journey.
Yeah.
Right? So you start off in personal fitness,
Yes.
personal training.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. What's the appeal?
Yeah, so I actually struggled with my own health and fitness. So
okay.
in my family, there's a lot of nutrition, like they have sensitivities. And there was a run-on joke that, when you get a certain age, Desiree, it's gonna tap into your system. And I said, no.
Right.
So I started studying nutrition, making sure that I understood anytime that I had an upset stomach or bloating, why that was happening.
Right.
And then it rippled into learning the psychology behind, health and nutrition and how food impacts your psyche tremendously with every decision, every meal that you take. And I really liked the science behind that. And when I started losing weight and then implementing working out, I said, what is the quickest way to share this with the world? And that was personal training. And actually, coincidentally, I was a salesperson at Good Life prior to.
Right.
And someone said, you would be great in this company long term. I ended up leaving. And when I was doing my health and fitness personally for myself, I said, which company should I join? And then I remembered when someone in Good Life said that I'd be great fit for that company.
Right.
So when I entered back into the country in 2018, I became a personal trainer. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
As I said, my passion is human development. So having a client walk in feeling somber and not confident about themselves, and then flipping that on its head and making them understand that internally they have all of the tools, they just need to know how to execute it with the proper strategy. It was just so fulfilling for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting, because what I'm hearing is you have a heart for helping people.
Yes.
Right? That's kind of what I'm hearing.
Yes.
I can relate to the health and fitness, understanding the importance of it. As you shared your personal story in terms of your journey, what did you find helped you through getting into fitness? Now, the angle is, a lot of people perhaps can relate to going through that
Yeah.
personal struggle, right?
Yeah.
Would you say fitness is an answer, a key part of helping you develop in that area?
I would definitely say so. I don't mean to be cliche, and I don't say that you have to train 6-7 days a week, but moving your body and getting those endorphins released is a very optimal thing for humans in terms of their psyche.
Yeah.
When you're feeling down about yourself and you have a workout, the fact that it's like a light switch, your whole mental perspective of the world and yourself just changes after one workout.
Right.
So the ongoing development, physical health, mental health, and just having that intimate time with yourself. If you've ever worked out, for that 45 minutes, hour, you are by yourself, even if you're listening to your music.
Yeah.
Right. And that mental check-in almost with all of the busyness of life from 9 to 5. It's really important, I feel like, because it does skyrocket you into the next plan.
Right.
You know, transitioning into financial and talking about like importance of finances, you know, mental health, physical health, it does translate to financial health.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that, because I was going to ask about, you know, how that really connects to what you do as an entrepreneur, right? That mindset, that development of discipline, right, is what translates into that. Right?
Yeah, and how you speak about yourself internally. You know, we all have self-esteem issues. That's just how reality is made up, how society is made up. And being able to have those moments with yourself, whether it's working out or whether it's saving some money, you're going to reward yourself internally.
Right.
So then when problems arise, it's not going to be, I am a crap person. It's more so, I need to strategize differently so that this pans out and works out.
Yeah.
And that's where the confidence and self-esteem, it lifts over time.
Love it.
Yeah.
So from personal fitness, you went into
Finance. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that transition. What made you move from fitness into finance?
So the reason why I moved was because I wanted to help people, as we understand, that is my ultimate passion. And when I was sitting down within the financial sector, the objection was always financial. Or sorry, fitness sector, the objection was always financial. So I knew that it wasn't about money, because where I was working in, it's the suburb I grew up in. And there's a lot of money running through that city, multiple cars in the driveway, multiple people under one mortgage or one home. So I knew it was more about managing the finances than actually having a lack of money.
Right.
And I said, you know, I spoke to myself, I said, what would be more useful? Unfortunately, we do care about money more than our health and fitness. So I said that I can make more of a difference within that space. Then right now, I'm just talking about, you know, the way that you look. And a lot of the way that you intrigue someone is through the aesthetics of looking good and feeling good. Whereas money, it translates to so many other areas. Stability for yourself, for your friends, for your family, for your kids, generational wealth. I just felt there was way more I could do within that space. And then I had a personal story as well of my own financial background and how I struggled tremendously because of the hardships that I had to face. And being able to get out of that and knowing how to have financial discipline, which is something that a lot of people struggle with. I wanted to be able to share that. Again, because it does make a world of a difference. I feel like as a society, we really think that we need an abundance. And in order to honor ourselves, it's good to have an abundance of things, but to be in a rat race of needing more and more and more and never knowing when to stop or manage what you have in front of you and be happy with that, I feel like a lot of people struggle with. And I wanted to highlight the fact that just because you're not making $1 million doesn't mean you can't live $1 million life. You just have to restructure the way that you are perceiving your surroundings right now.
Yes. Very good point. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think a lot of people look at the outside, the lifestyle, right? What they can project.
Yes.
And a lot of people are living what I call quiet desperation, in that they are trying to, and I get it, everyone's trying to live the best life possible, right? But where money comes in is it's a key contributor to the quality of life that you can live, right? So people tend to idolize that money in order to show that they are living that lifestyle, not really having the discipline to understand how the stuff works in order for you to really enjoy it.
Exactly. It's instant gratification in what they have right now rather than the long-term longevity of what can sustain you until retirement and for your kids also.
And I like the fact too that even within fitness, you saw there was a need. The foundational element of the need was tied to finance. So you got into finance and then you transitioned into mortgages?
Yes.
Okay.
So within the financial sector, it was a lot of fun, but I did corporate. So I was a part of one of the big 5 banks as well as a credit union. I loved the experience, but I just didn't feel like I was helping enough people. And a little tidbit about the mortgage industry, mortgage bankers are completely different than mortgage agents. They're regulated differently.
Okay.
The knowledge is different. The products are different.
So let's park there for a second, right? Because you're schooling me on some stuff right now when it comes to mortgage specialist.
Yes.
Okay. So say that again.
Yes.
The difference between the two.
So a mortgage banker and a mortgage agent, we're not one and the same because we have different regulations and products. So mortgage bankers are regulated by their bank and they sell their bank's products.
Okay.
Okay, so, think of any big 5, big 6 banks, they can only sell their products to the public.
Right.
Whereas me, as an agent, I work within the broker space.
Okay.
I'm regulated by the government.
Yeah.
So any fraudulent thing that happens within my industry, the government has a hand in directly. Whereas in the banking world, it's not like that.
Right.
And then in terms of products, I sell the big banks products. I sell private mortgage products. I sell any product that is offered within my broker space. So I'm able to essentially give my client an array of different options if their financial background does not consider AAA.
Right.
Then I say, hey, I have all of these other options. And that's the difference between licensing within the mortgage space as well. So as a level 1 mortgage agent, when you enter the space, you're only able to work with banks.
Right.
But when you level up to level 2, that allows you to offer private mortgages to your clients.
Right.
Which we do see a lot of Canadians need within this climate.
Yeah. So, and I'm reading in between the lines for those that don't really understand how the lender system works, right? There's A lenders, B lenders, C lenders. So you're saying with level 1, strictly banks.
A lenders, yes.
Right, A lenders. Level 2 allows you to go into the B and the C lenders. Okay.
Exactly.
So you're
as well as commercial.
As well as commercial. Okay. So you're the benefit that you have as a broker is that you're not pigeonholed to that specific company or bank that you're with, and you have a wider range of lenders that you can use to get that get your client qualified for the mortgage,
as well as interest rates as well.
Okay.
Yeah, as we see Bank of Canada holding the rates and changing the rates as they do, I'm able to have access to different rates from different companies, whereas if you were a mortgage banker, you would only have the rate that your bank offers.
Right.
So if you want to refinance with me and say you're with one bank and you want to transition to another because your family member said that they have a better rate, I'm able to do that. Right. Whereas if you did it and you were at the bank, you would have to switch bank.
Yeah, and I think that's a very important point for people to understand the difference between going directly to a bank. And again, we're not saying banks are bad. Okay. Anyone that knows me, I say use banks for what they're good at.
Yes.
Because they are in the debt business.
Yeah.
But it's important for people to understand that as a broker, which is what you are, I'm also a financial broker, so I understand what you're referring to, is that we have a wider net that we can cast for our clients, which allows them to get better services.
Yes.
Because we're not pigeonholed to one specific company.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I just want to say the misconception about regulation, we are regulated heavily. We have to do a lot of different things in order to make sure that we stay in the guidelines that the government has told us. So if there is like an insecurity or fear of, working with a broker, you can always go and research and look into the information on how we are consistently having to keep up our license.
And in terms of, as you mentioned, that with the license upkeep, obviously I think that's more personal in terms of if you're planning to get into the mortgage space. For us as life license, mutual fund license agents, we go through renewing our license every couple of years. We have anti-money laundering we've got to do.
Yes.
Ethics we got to do as well. I think from that perspective, it's important that people understand that we are highly regulated.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we don't want to lose our license.
We don't want to lose our license. So please, for those of you who are working with mortgage specialists, financial advisors, understand that we are regulated as well. So we can't be out here willy-nilly offering you stuff. Right?
Yes.
One of the things that you said is around the approval process for mortgages, having access to different lenders. What are you seeing right now in the market? We know that the sheer cost of getting into real estate is a lot higher, right? I was looking at some stats. There's about close to an 800% over the last 25 to 30 years.
Yeah.
Right? People are trying to save to buy this property.
Yes.
What would you tell these individuals as they're planning? And obviously, I know the answer as a financial advisor because I sit with clients and I walk them through that as well. But when the mortgage part of obtaining property comes into play, how does that fit with someone, Joe Blow and Jane Gray, right?
Yes.
They're both looking to get some property.
Yeah.
Obviously, they may get a realtor, right? Go through that process. Where does the mortgage specialist come in? Where do you come in to help them with that? Are you on the front end or are you on the back end?
This might be a little controversial.
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
think mortgage agents should come first.
All right. You heard it from her. Okay. Mortgage agents should come first.
It's funny, somebody was actually reaching out to me recently and they were like, I want to buy a property. You know, I was talking to a realtor. We're going to go see houses. And I said, okay, that's great. Do you have a pre-approval? Did you talk to a mortgage agent? Oh, no, I didn't. I'm just going to go see houses. I was like, well, if you like wasting your time. No, I'm joking.
Right. But not joking. I know.
Yes, I want everyone to understand you cannot live in a house unless you pay for that property in full, cash down, without a mortgage.
Right.
So if you are speaking to a realtor and you want to go see properties, I feel like strategically it would be the best course of action to rope in a mortgage agent as soon as possible. I feel like with realtors, they do really great with their rapport and their referral business. So sometimes they will come first, but a good realtor will always ask, is there a pre-approval on the table? Have you spoken to a mortgage agent? They'll refer you to their mortgage agent, their in-house mortgage agent. And you as an individual, if you are starting this process, know that as a little tidbit, have a mortgage agent in your circle because we are the deciding factor whether or not you can actually close on that property. Right. And it is a shame when financing falls through and you just have a ton of bricks that you look at and you can walk in and then you have to walk right back out, you know?
A good point.
Yeah, so it's good to get a pre-approval. I would say that it saves a lot of time because now you are going to be, if you think about it in terms of like a business conversation, if you want someone's business, you're not just gonna come and say, hey, you are going to have some type of documentation, some type of paper to say, this is what I am valued at. What can you meet me at?
Right.
That is a real business conversation. And although we are talking about residential homes and family homes and first-time home buyers, you still need to look at it in that way. It's a transaction, it's a business transaction, a financial transaction. You need to come with your documents so that you're taken seriously within that room. And the best thing that you can do, the quickest thing you can do is align with a mortgage agent, get a pre-approval, because that piece of paper allows the realtor and the sellers that, hey, this person actually has the backing of financing.
Right.
And it's this amount. So that we can actually have a conversation. They can actually afford this conversation. Rather than you just, thinking that you can afford something. And then a mortgage agent runs the numbers and said, hey, actually, you can't afford anything. And I also encourage, especially business people, business for self, entrepreneurs, get that paperwork done because you don't know how much you claim personally versus your business at the end of the year.
Right.
And having that paperwork in front of you really does help you understand, can I personally afford this? Or have I been reaping the benefits financially of my business?
Right.
And I didn't know that until now.
You touched on some really good, really important points, right? And just share logically, right? It's like you're going to the store to buy a pair of shoes. You need to know you have the money before you buy the shoe, right? If not, like you said, you're probably wasting your time, right? And window shopping, right? So I think people, if they think of it that way, especially as you approach looking for property, whether it's personal or commercial, do you have the proper financing? And I like what you said. The mortgage agent should come in first because that is ensuring that you are in the best position to afford that property, right?
Exactly.